Hey, slow down. All right? Feel your feet on the floor.
Gardens have planted white roses when I specifically asked for red.
You could always paint the roses red.
What an odd thing to say.
Every time something big happens, I want to call him. He was one of my best friends, and he was like a brother to me growing up.
I'm sure we're taller.
Okay. Why are you laughing?
I wonder if Rita's looking at this same moon at this same moment. I like that. Connect. I wonder if Rita's looking at this same moon at this same moment. I like that. Connect.
Calling you to say
Focus, 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 focus.
Every time she looks at me with those big, innocent eyes, all I can think about is every shitty thing I've ever done, and I think, I don't deserve that kind of love.
Look, Bojack, I don't know a lot about balancing a state budget or how a bill becomes a law.
I feel a little bit like I failed. I'm watching all my friends move on with their lives, and they're all moving forward, and it's like I'm stuck here.
my baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together, cause we don't know how.
When I walked into your dagger for the last time, it's
I keep going back to that moment in the ICU when she looked at me and I see you. I see you.
I see you as you see yourself through all the books you read, overwhelmed with guilt.
Bed sheets, no clothes. Touch me like nobody else does.
The gardens have planted white roses when I specifically asked for red.
You could always paint the roses red.
What an odd thing to say.
I wanna hold.
I made it stop.
look good together.
Cutest boy band ever. The little girls are gonna love them.
Your new girl is my clone. Did you think I didn't see it?
Every time something big happens, I want to call him.
Wow, I haven't stubbed my toe in 5 months, I said with Joyce. I was then shot 57 times.
Standing in the yard, dressed like a kid, as she's waiting on his day, on his day. Love was the lie, and religion was
Every time she looks at me with those big, innocent eyes, all I can think about is every shitty thing I've ever done, and I think, I don't deserve that kind of love.
Look,
I don't think my story was dirty.
Then why is everyone laughing at you?
The gardeners have planted white roses when I specifically asked for red.
You could always paint the roses red.
What an odd thing to say.
I'm not quiet, you've been quiet, just receiving what you said, reeling feet.
I'm tired.
You're tired.
I'm so fucking tired. I thought I just needed a night's sleep, but it's...
The gardeners have planted white roses when I specifically asked for red.
You could always paint the roses red.
What an odd thing to say.
Sweat teeth slice right through my fist. Drive to the yard and they put me on.
I'm probably gonna delete this after I post it, but on the off chance that it could help one person or someone will be able to relate, I don't know how else to put this, but I feel like I'm failing at life. Every single aspect. I am 25 and I have never been more unhappy. I don't have a relationship, which is fine, but I also don't feel like I have friendships. I'm failing at my job and just being made to feel like I'm not good enough. The few relationships I have with people in my family honestly just don't feel very healthy for me. I just want to put this out there and be vulnerable for anyone who feels that way, to know that you're not alone. Coming from someone who thought she did it all. I've got 3 million people on here, but somehow I'm still failing at everything, even when there are a million reasons to give up. I hope you do what I'm doing and you keep going, because maybe it gets better one day. That's what I tell myself.
I felt my heart break when he looked at me and told me he didn't feel the same way. When I breathed in and reminded myself I expected this, in my exhale I felt the shatters of it pierce my lungs, and as I stared at his smile and told him I understood, I realized I still wanted to see that smile every morning. I still wanted to be his every day. I realized nothing had changed. Nothing except the remains of my heart tumbling inside me, internal bleeding. I was dying, but he was smiling, and I told him, let's still be friends. And I rebuilt myself as he said yes, because all I was thinking is I can keep him if I just never bring it up again. I'll never bring it up again. I'm trying my best.
This was Saga from Bitch.
No revenge, because one day in your late 20s, you'll sit at your third bar of the night, 4 shots deep, talking to the 5th girl you saw walk through the door. You'll force small talk and ask her what she wants to be when she grows up. She'll look at you and laugh because you are both already grown, and it's your first of many realizations that it's too late. You are too late. No revenge, because her laugh will remind you of mine, and it all hits you at once, the thoughts of what we could have been. No revenge, because as you wobble out the door, leaned up against a wall on the sidewalk, you will scroll through your contact list and search for my name. It'll take you a second to find it because your impaired vision and shaky hands keep spelling my last name wrong. No revenge, because after 10 minutes of scrolling through your phone, you will find my number and click call. No revenge, because I will let it ring again and again and again. No revenge, because one day when you're outside that shitty bar, you will realize what you lost. You will realize the girls and the alcohol and the drugs could never replace me. No revenge, because one day you will miss me, when the revolving door of women just isn't enough, and you realize you were grown and everyone moved on. You will miss me. No revenge, because my absence alone is the greatest revenge of all.
You aren't feeling God's presence because Christianity is not an emotion. Just because you asked God for a sign and he didn't give one to you doesn't mean he's not real, or that he's not listening to you. Just because you didn't flip your Bible to a random verse that was exactly what you needed to hear does not mean the Lord is not with you. Something I really used to struggle with is thinking to myself, oh, since I'm not feeling God's presence, I must be doing something wrong. But that literally could not be farther from the truth. Nowhere in the Bible does it say we're going to be feeling God's presence 24/7. But the Bible definitely does say that God is with us regardless of what we are feeling. Psalms 39 verses 7 through 10 says God is present in your life every moment of every day. He is waiting to reach out to you and help you live your life by the power of his Spirit. Hebrews 13:5 says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And one of my favorites is Psalms 139 verses 7 through 8. And it says, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths of the earth, you are there. He is with you, girl. Trust. Don't you worry about it.
It's 5 a.m., couldn't sleep, scrolling through TikTok, right? See this video of this girl talking about this guy that's never been seen again because he tried to snowboard the north face of Mount Everest. And I was like, oh, what does the north face of Mount Everest look like? Like, is that, like, really dangerous? So I Google the north face of Mount Everest. Yo, look this shit up. Look this shit up. Because why in the ever-loving fuck would you try to snowboard the north face of Mount Everest? Like, the little TikTok video I saw, there ain't no way. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, trying to map out, like, where you could possibly slide in the face of this mountain. And all the comments in that video were like, there ain't no way. You're never seeing this man again. And guess what? You never saw him again. Like, good for you that you have, like, the bravery, but also, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, be smart. Be smart. You got some brain cells up there somewhere. Use them. That shit's like, just look it up.
Ladies, I freaking did it. I found a gift for a man that they will actually like. That most men should like. Not just a few of them, but a lot of them. Here it is, y'all. This is 50 different magnetic mini bits for an electric screwdriver. Tell me what man is not gonna like this. Check out all the little bits that it comes with, and all he has to do when he's ready to use them is grab that out of this little case, snap it into place in the screwdriver, and this thing goes in 2 different directions, and it also has a little light so it's easier to see. This thing even has different levels. You can go lower to make it slower, or higher to make it go faster, or you can lock it so it's not moving at all. And one of my favorite parts about this entire thing is how nice this freaking case is. He's ready to put it away. All he has to do is put it in this thing, snap it down, and put this in there, and it's all ready to go. So he won't lose all those bits. Now, when I saw this, I seriously thought it was gonna be at least $100, but it's actually only like $70. Top of that, they currently have like a 43% discount on this right now, so you get it way cheaper than the price it usually is. These are going to run out quick around Christmas time, so you definitely want to grab it if you want to get that deal. I'm planning on getting a few of these for a few of the men in my life because it's just such a great gift. I'll link it right there so that you can get it too. I'm so excited to finally get them a gift that they're actually gonna like this Christmas.
I am sick to my stomach. I just got home from the mall, and on my way out of the parking lot, I was coming to a stop sign, and there was this old man laying on the ground, And I was hesitant to get out of my car, so I rolled down my window and I looked because I thought maybe it was like a ploy, you know, people trying to get you out of your car and then snatch you. But upon further inspection, he was laying in a pool of blood. So I got out of my car and I ran over to him. And he was gurgling on blood. I was trying to talk to him, but he couldn't say anything. He was just gurgling. I thought he was dying. And before, you know, like there was cars driving by him and like slowing down and looking, and nobody stopped. So I was the only one that stopped, and I waited with him. I called 911 and I waited with him until the police and the ambulance arrived. And once they got there, he was able to lift his head up on his own, and he told the officers that he had fallen, but his legs were facing a hill. His body was just positioned weird. He lost a tooth. His head is just covered, drenched in blood. And he told the police officer he fell, but he was talking. He didn't sound right when he was talking, and just the way his body was laying and positioned, it seemed like a car hit him. But I'm just speculating. I don't know, and I don't know if he's gonna survive. There was just so much blood. And people were just looking at him. Nobody was stopping for him. I really, really hope he's okay, but it was just, his head was cracked open. He was missing a tooth. I'm traumatized. I never watch the news, but I'm gonna watch it tonight to make sure he's okay. Oh, I don't see how there's any way that he would be okay. There was just so much blood. I feel sick to my stomach. I'm gonna watch the news tonight and I'll let you guys know what happens.
Don't fuck your coworker. I'm telling you, it is literally so not worth it, because what they don't tell you is what if you catch feelings? Guys, you don't even understand the night we had. It was literally going crazy, and it was because of him. I was so not used to this shit. Like, he was literally, I couldn't keep up with him. Like, that night will forever be engraved in my head. Okay, so women cannot stand when men can't keep up, like they are looking like they're about to fall asleep, like there's no stamina. That's like what I deal with most of the time. This guy, no, he was so freaking different, like something I have never experienced before. In my head, I'm like, did this guy literally take like freaking drink like 10 Red Bulls before this? Like, what is going on? Okay, tell me why he just left to go walk his dog. Look what I found on his nightstand. Freaking She Legit honey sticks. I freaking found one that was half used. Like, it's literally all making sense now. I'm not shitting you. He was literally like this the entire time. But yeah, I was looking She Legit up, and it's definitely for men. Like, if you struggle with like stamina or not lasting very long, I'm telling you, girls do not like that shit. And that, okay, so this can right here is usually like $60. TikTok has them right now for like $20. I only have a couple left, so if you want to try this shit, I'll have it linked down below in the orange cart.
He doesn't know how to give head. I didn't even feel anything. That shit was whack as hell. I'm sorry to tell you, babe, but it's probably a you problem. Listen, my man was too scared to tell me how bad my coochie smelled down there, okay? He did not want to be down there for more than 30 seconds. And when he would come back up, I would low-key get a whiff of a little something. I have been dying to try to find something that can help with that, because, bro, I literally eat healthy. I drink my vitamins. I do all that stuff. I take the probiotic. Then I saw this girl in here saying that literally every dude that she has hooked up with became obsessed with her because of how she smelled. He wasn't even wearing no Valentino, no Chanel, no nothing. All she was doing was taking these pills right here. It doesn't look sexy at all. It doesn't look cute. This is an internal body deodorizing supplement. Yeah, those are a thing. These literally neutralize the odor causing bacteria inside your body. I took one of these every single day for 5 days straight. And when I tell you that my coochie has never felt fresher, even on my cycles, it literally smells like water. My pits don't smell. I don't have morning breath. Literally everything smells like nothing. Do you know what nothing smells like? It smells like nothing. It honestly shocked me how well it works. I think it's because it has chlorophyll, parsley, and mint. Is my shit green now? Yes, every single day, but I honestly don't give a fuck. This is worth it. There's 30 capsules for 30 days. I personally take mine once every other day, and I still notice the same effects. Just because this is a little bit expensive, I was like, bitch, $30 for some pills. I take one every other day, and it literally works the exact same, and it's lasting me a bit longer. So if you have tried everything for your BO and you still smell like ass, you have to give this a try. I'm gonna link these exact ones for you right down here because these are the ones that the girl was using where every man was obsessed with her. So I'm only gonna link you the original shit right here on the TikTok shop. You guys can get it, try it out, stop playing. You cannot be stinking. You cannot be out here stinking. You can't do that anymore, okay? It's 2024, stop.
Why is no one talking about how ineffective most winter gear is? Like, they tell you to buy a separate hat, separate scarf, gloves, all this crap, when you could be getting multifunctional shit. Bro, this covers your face. It's got super nice, it's super fuzzy. This is just a knit part. The neck part is super fuzzy. And then you got the cute hat. I freaking love this hat. Like, I don't know, I'd wear it by itself. I look like a cute little mushroom. But I'm gonna link it right here, you guys. Multiple colors are already selling out in this hat. So if you see the color that you like, just snag it before it's gone.
If there's someone you can't forgive, listen to this. Forgiveness doesn't mean you must make amends with those who hurt you. It doesn't mean befriending them, sympathizing with them, or validating what they have done to you. It just means accepting that they've left a mark on you, and that for better or for worse, that mark is now your burden to bear. It means you're done waiting for the person who broke you to come put you back together. It's the decision to heal your wounds, regardless of which marks they will leave on your skin. It's the decision to move forward with scars.
To my fellow Diet Coke lovers, I just found something out. They make Diet Coke candles. Are you kidding me? Diet Coke candles! This literally is a candle. It looks like a Diet Coke, has all the nutrition facts, and it smells like a Diet Coke. And I got these for my mom for Christmas because she's a bigger Diet Coke lover than I am. Shipped to my house in 3 days. But Diet Coke's the cuntiest soda, like, I won't argue about that. These are so freaking cute. They come in a pack, like a big one and 2 small ones. So perfect for Christmas if you know someone who loves Diet Coke, or if you want them because you love Diet Coke. No judgment. I'll link them down below, but genuinely these are the cutest thing I've ever seen.
So I was hooking up with my boyfriend the other night, and I did not notice how bad my cookie smells down there. Like, he is such an angel. He never brought it up to me. I know damn well it did smell bad because every time he came up, I just got a woof of just no. I've been dying to find something that can help with that. Like, I eat healthy, I take my vitamins, I do all that stuff. I've tried all these different types of probiotics, but nothing seems to work. Ended up going to my doctor and asking him about it and seeing if he could help me with it. He ended up bringing up this thing. He said, have you ever tried body deodorizing supplements? And I was like, no, I've never heard of that before. Let me look into it. I ended up looking into it, and I started asking my friends if they knew or understood what that was. And one of my friends actually takes them. I was like, oh girl, slide them my way. Let me see if they work. So she gave me hers. This is the Dios body deodorizing supplement. I started taking these consistently, like 3 a day, okay? And when I tell you the next time that my boyfriend came over and like we went to town and shit, tell me why he came back up and he was like, babe, I don't know what you did in your routine or anything like that, but it smells and tastes so fucking good down there. I was honestly so fucking shook. Not only that, I woke up the next morning and I had no morning breath. And I would go to the gym, I would come back home, and my pits would not smell. Like, this body deodorizing supplement works so much better than the stick deodorants that I've been using. Like, I always would have to be using men's deodorant because that's how bad my BO was. But now I got rid of them and I've just been taking this, and I'm telling you, girl, it just works. So if you want your cookie to smell good and your whole body to smell good this whole entire summer, especially if you sweat, you gotta get on these right now. These are literally godsend. I'm linking it down below.
How is that possible?
If a lesbian really likes you, it's gonna feel like they hate you. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds what? Trust. There is something about the women loving women culture. It's not really one of those things that you're gonna understand. You're just gonna get it. Especially when you're a baby lesbian, that's a whole nother story. Me, at least in my experience, I experienced it and I still do all the time, even with my fucking girlfriend, because she's so beautiful and she just makes me nervous. It really does. Women just like sometimes get nervous when they see a pretty thing. And this can kind of go into how lesbians treat people on like first dates. Like sometimes girls have trouble with friend zoning their dates because they get nervous and they like talk in high voice and then they get overly friendly and then it's not like romantic vibes. The same goes if like you spotted like a cute barista at the coffee shop and instead of saying hi and introducing yourself, you're going to go to another barista to get your order, or you're gonna leave and go to a different coffee shop because you don't want to. It's just so weird, but it's like lesbian culture and I don't know how to explain it. But that type of lesbian culture, I think we should try to change as a whole. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if that's possible. I remember the first time I met my girlfriend, we had met on Hinge. We had made plans to meet up at a Mexican joint. When I got there, I literally walked past, saw her, kept walking. Just because I was so nervous to go inside because she was like just sitting there like so perfect and it was like scary. Then went to the other restaurant and was like in there standing. I was literally giving myself like a mental pep talk to walk in and talk to her. Then I go into the restaurant, say hi, sit down, and as I'm even talking with her, that whole conversation, I was so nervous. I was immediately struck by her confidence and her eye contact and just like her interest that she had in me. And I think that for me at least, like when someone is giving me all their attention, it's like, oh, I don't know if I want, I do, but I don't. But it happens to so many people. And I will say on the rare occasion, there's like one lesbian that like is like immune to this. Like I feel like my girlfriend's like one of those, but like there'll be some that are just like, girls are girls and they're hot. And I wish I could be like that, but I don't know if that's me at the end of the day. I guess all that to say, you walk down a street and you see a girl that you're into and she just walks straight past you and maybe even starts like speed walking and picking up the pace. She most likely thought you were really hot. I'm just gonna say it.
Some of you really are not gonna want to hear this, and that's the people that need to hear it the most, okay? If this resonates with you, you can scroll past this all you want. Pretend you didn't see it, out of sight, out of mind, but we both know. Just give it a ponder, you know what I mean? Hear me out. I'm gonna phrase this in the form of a question. Just say you're going out for the day, you need to go somewhere, you have an event to get to, a lunch, something. You get on the train, right? You suddenly realize, this is not the train I'm supposed to be on. Oh no. I got on the wrong train. What are you doing in that moment? Smartest plan of attack here is to get off at the next stop. Right? When we get on the wrong train, we get off at the next stop. You know what we don't do? You know what would be pretty dumb to do? Stay on the train until the end of the line, fingers crossed, foolishly hoping that that train is going to become the train we wanted it to be in the first place. What do you mean maybe the train will change? It's a train. How would it... Even if the train is telling you it's going to change, it's not capable of that. It can't change. It's a train. Get off the fucking train. Like, nobody's mad at you for getting on the wrong train. I believe, and we all believe, that when you got on that train, you earnestly thought it was the correct train. Listen, all of the trains look alike. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I bet it looked like the train you were supposed to be on. I believe you. I'm not mad at you for getting on the wrong train. I'm mad at you for staying on the wrong train once you realized it was the wrong train. Because what the fuck, you're just going further in the wrong direction. You are getting further from your destination. You are going to be even later. You're gonna have to spend more money. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. So get off the fucking train. This was not about public transportation.
A girl named Mel emailed me her creepy glitch in the matrix spooky story time about how her doppelganger started appearing all over the place and she still has no explanation. A year ago, she was working at a small law firm where it was very close-knit, everybody knew each other well, and one day when she was on her way to work, her car battery died. It was the middle of winter, so she texts her boss. She says, hey, I'm gonna be late. He says, okay, no problem. She's waiting for a jump. She stops. After she gets the jump, she grabs coffee. She walks into the office. Her coworker Sarah, who's the receptionist, is like, oh, you didn't get me some? Mel's like, sorry, I was frazzled, my car battery died, like yada yada yada. I just stopped and grabbed one real quick before I came in. And Sarah's like, I already saw you this morning. You were in the break room. Like, you could have asked me. And Mel's like, I wasn't here. Sarah's like, no, I saw you. You were literally wearing the same black slacks, same turtleneck, like whatever. Her boss comes out of the office. He's like, oh, you didn't ask me if I wanted a coffee. And she tells him the same thing. She's like, I'm just getting here. He's like, I saw you in the break room an hour ago. So both of them are staring at them. She thinks they're playing a prank. She's like, okay, if I was here, then show me the security camera footage. So they pull up the office security camera footage and they see about an hour ago, a woman in the break room who looked exactly like Mel, wearing the same clothes that she was wearing. And she said even the way she adjusted her bag strap was a way that Mel would have done it. She says looking at the security cameras, she would have believed it was her too, but it wasn't. She wasn't there. The woman was in the break room for about 10 minutes, and you see Sarah walk in at one point. They have a little exchange, and then the woman walks out. She walks out of the office doors. Their office does not have security camera footage from the hallway. So at this point, Sarah and the boss are convinced that now Mel is playing a prank on them. And she's like, no, let's go down to the main security office. So they all go downstairs together. They get the main security officer to play back the security tapes from the hallway. And you see the woman walk down the hallway and enter her stairwell, but she never comes out. So this freaks everybody out. She's not in the stairwell. They all check. And the cameras had glitched out in the 5 minutes after she entered the stairwell. So they never saw her come out. The security officer tries to reassure them. He's like, our cameras just glitch sometimes. Like, it's not a big deal. Maybe it was just somebody that looked like Mel, but yes, it's unnerving that she entered your office. I don't recall seeing anybody walk in the building who looked like her. Nothing strange happens after that. But a few months later, Mel goes into the coffee shop where she always goes by her apartment. She walks in. The barista's like, oh, you're back for another latte, huh? Like, you really need caffeine today. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you were in here 20 minutes ago and you got the same vanilla latte. And Mel's like, no, I didn't. And she's like, yeah, you were wearing the same black coat. She said she goes in there all the time. The barista knows her by name. So the barista even had addressed her and the woman acknowledged her, but she said she was in a hurry that day. Mel thinks back to the office situation and she was like, okay, well, maybe I just have a twin out there. Nothing strange happened until a few weeks later, which she said was recently, and that's what prompted her to send me this story. She said she was having a rot day. She was sitting at her apartment all day watching Netflix. She ordered food in. She never left her apartment when her neighbor texted her. And she said, hey, I saw you walking. I waved to you and called your name, but you didn't look up at me. You looked stressed. Are you okay? I'll text her back right away. She's like, I didn't leave my apartment all day. It must have been somebody else. And her neighbor texts her back and she's like, no, I know it was you because I saw your gray North Face hoodie that you always wear. And Mel said her blood went cold because she was wearing the gray North Face hoodie that day. Mel says this is extremely unnerving and she has no explanation other than one instance she can think of about a year ago. She went through a really toxic breakup and she moved back in with her mom for a little while. Her mom lives in an older house that kind of creeps her out. She said she has this long hallway that's covered in antique mirrors that her mom has collected over the years. I guess her breakup was really bad and she wasn't sleeping much as it was. So one night in the middle of the night, she's awake. She decides to go to the kitchen and get a glass of water. So she has to walk down this long hallway full of mirrors. And she's walking down the hallway and she notices in one of the mirrors, her reflection seems off. So she stops to look at it and she's staring at herself and she notices that the reflection tilts its head and it doesn't match her movement. She says the movement was subtle but noticeable. So she freaks herself out a little bit, but then she goes to the kitchen, gets her water, and she comes back. And as she's walking back down the hallway, she decides to look in the same mirror and she's staring at herself. And she said it was like the reflection did it again. So she just chalks this up to sleep deprivation. She goes back in her room, but she could not sleep well that night. She said it felt like there was a presence in the room with her, but she also thought that she was just being dramatic, that she had been through so much lately with the breakup that her mind was just playing tricks on her. She says she does not believe in the supernatural, but she told her mom about it in the morning and she was like, have you ever had anything weird happen? Like, does this not creep you out? And her mom's like, no, I get these all from like estate sales and thrift stores. She moved into her own apartment not long after that, but it was only 2 weeks after the mirror incident that the first doppelganger incident at her office started. So she was curious to know if you think that this is just sleep deprivation, is it a coincidence, or is it something more sinister at play? She will be reading the comments. She says she's heard of mirror scrying, but this is not what she was doing. Keep sending me your spooky scary stories and I will keep adding them to this playlist.